Chosen one, God said your rise will shock your family. Listen carefully. If these words have reached you today, understand, this is not random. Heaven has shifted something around your name. For years you were underestimated, ignored, and quietly fighting battles nobody knew about. But God saw everything. And now, the same people who doubted you will witness a rise they never imagined. This is the moment your spirit has been prepared for. Your silence was not weakness, it was divine incubation. Your struggles were not punishment, they were training. And now, God is whispering, stand up, it's your turn. You won't rise slowly, you will rise suddenly, unexpectedly, shockingly. The kind of rise that makes people wonder how you survived what should have broken you. The kind of rise that proves you were chosen long before anyone believed in you. Before we go deeper into this message, do 3 things to align with this divine energy. First, like this video. Second, comment, thank you God for my rise. And third, subscribe to send your signal to the universe. Your rise has already begun. You were hidden because your calling is higher. For a long time, you felt like you were standing in the background while everyone else moved ahead. You saw others getting recognition, support, encouragement, and opportunities, while you were left feeling unseen. It wasn't that you weren't talented. It wasn't that you weren't capable. The truth is much deeper than that. God was keeping you hidden on purpose. Sometimes when a person carries a big destiny, they cannot be exposed too early. The world is not always ready for what God has placed inside a chosen soul. If you had been pushed into the spotlight too soon, you might have been attacked, discouraged, or influenced by the wrong people. Instead, God covered you like a seed planted deep in the soil. People thought nothing was happening, but beneath the surface, your roots were growing stronger. Even your family may not have fully recognized who you truly are. They saw you as ordinary because they only understood the version of you they were familiar with. They didn't see the quiet battles you fought. They didn't feel the weight on your spirit. They didn't know the strength it took to keep going when everything around you felt heavy. But God knew, and that's why He hid you. Not out of punishment, but out of protection. You were not forgotten. You were being prepared. There is a difference. Your alone time wasn't loneliness. It was a spiritual workshop. God used silence to sharpen your intuition. He used disappointments to teach you strength. He used delays to build your patience. Every moment you felt overlooked was actually a moment being used to shape your inner power. You didn't realize it then, but everything you went through was training for the position you are stepping into now. People often misunderstand isolation. They think it means something is wrong, but in God's kingdom, isolation is often a sign of elevation. Before a person rises, they are separated. Before a person is blessed, they are refined. Before a person is revealed, they are rebuilt. God was working quietly on you, molding your spirit into something that could handle the weight of your calling. Your hidden season also removed distractions. The people who were not meant to walk into your future simply drifted away. Their absence wasn't a loss, it was clarity. God needed you to hear His voice without interference. He needed you to learn to trust yourself. He needed you to stand firm in your identity so that when the world finally sees you, you would not shake or break. And now, that season of hiding is ending. Your preparation is complete. You are about to step into the version of yourself that God always intended you to be. Your rise will not be quiet. It will be strong, surprising, and undeniable. The same people who once overlooked you will witness a transformation they cannot explain. Because when God reveals a chosen one, He does it in a way that no one can ignore. Your calling is higher, and now the world is about to see it. Your pain became the foundation of your power. All the pain you've carried over the years wasn't meaningless. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every moment where life felt unfair, they were shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more powerful than you ever imagined. Pain has a way of breaking some people, but in your case, it built you. It strengthened your spirit in a way comfort never could. There were nights you cried silently because you didn't want anyone to know how heavy your heart felt. There were days when you forced a smile so the world wouldn't see the cracks beneath it. You faced betrayal from people you trusted, and you experienced losses that shook your soul. Yet somehow, you kept moving. You didn't collapse under the pressure, even though it would have been easy. You didn't give up, even when quitting felt like the only option. Deep inside, your spirit kept whispering, "Try one more time." And every time you tried again, even with a tired heart, you became stronger. God saw everything you endured, not just the pain, but the courage behind it. Pain did not weaken you. It trained you. It sharpened your intuition. It taught you how to read energy, how to protect yourself, how to trust your instincts. It showed you who deserved to be in your life and who did not. While others around you were living comfortably on the surface, you were learning survival, resilience, emotional intelligence, and spiritual depth. Your family and the people close to you may have seen your struggles, but they never saw the transformation happening within. They didn't see how your spirit grew stronger with every blow. They didn't feel the fire inside you getting brighter each time someone tried to dim your light. They only saw the outside, the tears, the setbacks, the heartbreaks. They never realized that these experiences were building a foundation inside you that nothing could break. Pain became your teacher. It taught you discipline. It taught you patience. It taught you empathy. It taught you how to stand again after every fall. And most importantly, it taught you who you are. When God saw your endurance, your faith, and your refusal to give up, He said, "Now you're ready. Ready for blessings that require strength. Ready for opportunities that need maturity. Ready for a future that demands a powerful version of you." If life had been easy, you wouldn't have been prepared for the weight of the calling you carry now. And this is why your rise will shock your family and everyone who has known you. They saw your pain, but they didn't see what it turned you into. They expected you to stay broken, but instead, you grew into someone unstoppable. They thought the pain would weaken you, but it turned you into someone chosen. Your rise isn't surprising to God. He planned it. But to the people who underestimated you, it will be unbelievable. Your power was born from everything that tried to destroy you. And now, that power is ready to be seen. You carry a gift your family never expected. Since childhood, you were different in ways even you couldn't understand. You felt things deeply. You sensed shifts in people's moods before they even spoke. You noticed details that others ignored. You carried a quiet wisdom that didn't come from books or teachers. It came from your soul. But because your nature was gentle and observant, people mistook you for someone who was unsure, soft, or fragile. They didn't realize that what they were seeing was not weakness, but a hidden spiritual strength. Your family, friends, and environment saw only the surface version of you. They didn't see the layers of intuition, emotional intelligence, and inner clarity that lived within you. You weren't loud, so they assumed you weren't powerful. You weren't confrontational, so they believed You couldn't stand up for yourself. What they didn't understand was that chosen ones often carry their gifts in silence until the right moment arrives. Your gift was never meant to shine too early. If it did, people would have misunderstood it, criticized it, or tried to shut it down. So your spirit stayed quiet, learning, observing, absorbing. Every experience, every challenge, every heartbreak was shaping your inner abilities. Your intuition sharpened, your awareness expanded, your perception deepened. You were being trained from within, even when life around you looked ordinary. There were moments when you felt out of place, like you didn't fully belong anywhere. That wasn't a flaw, it was proof that you carry something uncommon, a gift that sets you apart. You always felt things more strongly than others. You read between the lines when people spoke. You saw intentions hidden behind smiles. You felt energy shifts before they became visible. These are signs of a chosen one, someone whose spirit is connected to higher purpose. Now, your gift is awakening. You can feel it in the way your confidence is rising. You can sense it in how clearly you understand people and situations. Your mind is sharper. Your decisions are stronger. Your inner voice is louder than your doubts. This activation is not a coincidence. It is divine timing. As your gift becomes visible, people who once overlooked you will begin to notice something different about you. They may not know how to explain it, but they will feel it. Your presence has changed. Your energy has grown. Your wisdom carries weight now. Even those who doubted you will find themselves respecting you, not because they suddenly changed, but because God finally revealed what He placed inside you. Your family, who thought they knew everything about you, will be surprised to see the depth you carry. They never expected you to rise in this way because they never saw the spiritual power developing behind the scenes. But gifts from God cannot stay hidden forever. When the time comes, they shine naturally, effortlessly, undeniably. Your rise will shock people not because you changed overnight, but because your true self is finally coming to the surface. The gift you carry is your identity, and now the world will see it. God removed people to clear your path. There were moments in your life when people you trusted suddenly faded away. Friends you thought would stay forever became distant. Relationships that once felt strong broke without warning. Even some family members who were close began to step back. At the time, it felt confusing. You may have asked yourself, "Why is everyone leaving me? What did I do wrong?" But the truth is, you didn't do anything wrong. God was clearing your path. When you carry a big calling, not everyone can go where you're going. Some people are only meant for certain stages of your journey, not the entire road. Their exit wasn't a punishment, it was protection. God saw things you didn't. He heard conversations behind your back, felt the jealousy in people's hearts, and knew who would slow you down when it was time for you to rise. So He removed them, even if you didn't understand it then. There were people in your life who drained your energy without you realizing it. Their presence made you doubt yourself. Their negativity weakened your spirit. Their habits kept you stuck in old cycles. You might have shared your dreams with them, but they did not want to see you rise. Their insecurity grew every time you became stronger. God couldn't allow that, so He pulled them away before they could interfere with what He planned for you. Sometimes, God closes doors that you are still emotionally attached to, not because the door was bad, but because it was too small for where He was sending you. Your future requires clarity, strength, and focus, not emotional clutter. So the people who were distracting you confusing you, or pulling you backward had to be removed. Your separation season was a divine strategy. In the silence, you rediscovered yourself. Without extra voices around you, you started hearing your own intuition more clearly. Without draining relationships, you had space to heal. Without negative energy around you, you learned to grow. Every person who left created room for something better. Healthier friendships, aligned relationships, clearer guidance, and stronger opportunities. And now you can see it. Your life feels lighter. Your mind is sharper. Your spirit is calmer. That is what happens when God removes the wrong people. Your path becomes clean. You no longer have to pretend. You no longer have to carry people who won't carry you. You no longer have to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. This is freedom. Your rise is powerful because it is pure. There are no hidden intentions around you, no fake love, no silent jealousy. God filtered your circle so that when your blessings arrive, you won't have to question who is truly with you. You will rise without betrayal, without envy, without emotional heaviness. And when people see your success, they may wonder why they weren't part of your journey. What they don't know is that God was protecting you the entire time. He removed them not to hurt you, but to prepare you. Because the path you're walking now is sacred, and only the right people can walk beside you. Your spirit has outgrown your environment. There comes a moment in every chosen one's life when something inside them quietly shifts. You begin to look at the world differently, think differently, and feel differently. The things that once entertained you no longer interest you. The people you used to tolerate no longer align with your spirit. You wake up one day and realize you are not the same person you used to be. Your spirit has grown in ways the people around you never expected. Your mindset has expanded. Where you once thought about surviving, you now think about building. Where you once accepted whatever life brought to you, now you aim higher, dream bigger, and expect better. You can feel a new clarity inside you, a voice that says, I deserve more, I can do more, I am meant for more. This shift didn't happen overnight. It was shaped by your experiences, your struggles, and your spiritual growth. Your energy has changed too. You no longer match the vibration of environments that drain you. Gossip doesn't attract you. Drama doesn't excite you. Negativity doesn't influence you. Instead, you are drawn to peace, purpose, stability, and growth. You've started valuing your mental and emotional well-being in a way you never did before. This is not pride. This is evolution. Your soul is maturing. Your awareness has become sharper. You now notice things you used to ignore. People's intentions, their patterns, the energy behind their words. You're more intuitive than ever. You can sense when something is off, when someone is pretending, or when a situation is not aligned with your spirit. This awareness is not something you learned from people. It's something God placed within you as you grew spiritually. Because of all this growth, you don't settle anymore. You don't accept breadcrumbs in relationships. You don't allow yourself to be treated as an option. You don't shrink yourself just to fit in. You don't tolerate disrespect, dishonesty, or manipulation. Not because you're angry, but because your soul refuses to sit in spaces that don't honor who you've become. Your family may still see you as the old version of yourself, the quiet one, the soft one, the emotional one, the confused one. But that version is gone. You've stepped into a new identity, confident, focused, aligned, and aware. You speak differently now. You walk differently. You respond differently. You carry yourself with a sense of inner strength and purpose that wasn't there before. This new version of you will shock them. Not because you change suddenly, but because your growth happened silently. While they were busy judging you based on who you used to be, God was shaping who you were meant to become. They didn't see the internal battles you fought. They didn't see the soul-level healing you went through. They didn't see the moments where you rebuilt yourself piece by piece. Now, your spirit no longer fits the environment that once defined you. You've outgrown the limits that others placed on you. You're stepping into a bigger space, a higher dimension, a more powerful reality. This is why your rise is inevitable, because the person you are now is too big for the place you came from. God is about to reveal your real value. For a long time, you walked through life feeling unseen, underestimated, and misunderstood. People judged you based on what they could see, not on the depth of who you truly are. They didn't recognize your potential because their perspective was too small to understand the magnitude of your calling. They looked at your present, but God was focused on your future. And now, the season is shifting. God is about to reveal the truth of your value in a way that no one can overlook. Being underrated didn't mean you lacked worth. It simply meant you were hidden. People only saw a fragment of you, not the full picture. They didn't witness the hours you spent working on yourself. They didn't see the silent battles you overcame. They didn't feel the strength it took to keep going when life pulled you in every direction. All they saw was someone who wasn't fully shining yet. But what they didn't realize was that your light was being prepared for the right moment. That moment is now approaching. When God decides it is time to elevate someone, no human opinion can delay it. Doors that were once closed will begin to open effortlessly. Situations that felt stuck will suddenly shift. You'll find yourself receiving opportunities that seem to appear out of nowhere. A message, a job offer, an invitation, a breakthrough idea, or a divine connection. These things will not happen by accident. They will be signs that your season of being overlooked has ended. People who ignored you will start noticing you. Those who doubted you will be surprised by your progress. Even individuals who treated you casually will suddenly show respect, not because you demanded it, but because God has placed a spotlight on your life. When heaven highlights you, the world has no option but to see you. Your value is not changing, only the visibility of it is. Every blessing coming your way has already been prepared. Everything you thought you lost will be replaced with something better. You will attract people who understand your worth, environments that support your growth, and opportunities that match your potential. Your rise will not be in the shadows. It will be public, undeniable, and divinely orchestrated. God wants people to see what He has been building in you, not to make you arrogant, but to show that His timing is perfect. Your testimony will inspire others. Your transformation will speak louder than your words. Your success will become proof that patience and faith never go unrewarded. And when this elevation happens, you won't have to convince anyone of your value. Your actions, your growth, your blessings, your confidence, everything will speak for you. People will finally understand that the person they underestimated was carrying greatness all along. Your real value is about to be revealed. And once God reveals you, no one will ever be able to hide you again. Your blessings will break generational patterns. In every family, there is one person chosen to break the cycles that have repeated for generations, and that person is you. You may not realize it, but the challenges you faced were not random. You carried burdens that others before you could not overcome. The emotional wounds, financial struggles, relationship patterns, and limitations that held your family back for decades ended with you. God chose you to be the one who would rise above what everyone else accepted as normal. You probably noticed from a young age that you were different. You thought differently, dreamed differently, questioned things others ignored, and refused to settle for a life that felt small. While others accepted struggle as destiny, you felt a pull towards something higher. While your family repeated the same patterns, fear, scarcity, broken relationships, or lost opportunities, your spirit whispered, "It can be better." That whisper was God preparing you for a role bigger than yourself. Breaking generational patterns is not easy. It requires strength, courage, and awareness. You had to unlearn beliefs that were passed down to you. You had to heal wounds you didn't cause. You had to grow in ways no one taught you. Many times, you felt alone, misunderstood, or unsupported, not because your family didn't care, but because they couldn't see the vision God placed inside you. They were used to surviving. You were called to build. Every step you take forward is rewriting your family's story. When you choose growth over fear, you break a pattern. When you set boundaries, you break a pattern. When you chase opportunities instead of running from them, you break a pattern. When you choose healthy love instead of settling for pain, you break a pattern. Your decisions are creating a new blueprint for everyone who will come after you, your siblings, your children, your grandchildren, and even people you haven't met yet. The blessings coming your way are not just meant for your life. They are meant to lift your entire lineage. Your success becomes proof that better is possible. Your healing becomes the doorway through which others will walk. Your courage becomes the light that guides the next generation. This is why your rise feels heavy sometimes, because you are carrying more than your own destiny. You are carrying the weight of transformation for your family line. And yes, your rise will shock your family, not because they didn't believe in you, but because they never imagined that someone in the family could break patterns that felt unbreakable. They saw the struggles that held everyone back for years, and they assumed they would continue. But you stepped in and changed the direction. Your blessings are the evidence of spiritual progression, divine elevation, and generational healing. When God chooses someone to break cycles, He equips them with strength, wisdom, and resilience that others may not understand. Your growth may make some people uncomfortable, but it will inspire many more. One day, your family will look at your journey and realize you weren't just rising for yourself, you were rising for all of them. Your blessings are not ordinary. They are generational, and they will change everything. God has declared, "This is your time now." There comes a moment in a chosen one's life when everything shifts, not slowly, but suddenly. A moment when the struggles you carried begin to fade, and the blessings you prayed for start moving toward you without resistance. That moment is now. God has spoken over your life and declared, "This is your time." Not next month, not someday in the future. Right now. The season you've been waiting for has finally opened. For years, you felt like you were being tested. Every step you took came with challenges. You felt pushed, stretched, and refined. You questioned why things were hard for you when they seemed easy for others. What you didn't realize was that heaven was preparing you for elevation. God never lets a chosen one enter their destiny without building the strength to handle it first. Every delay, every setback, every closed door was shaping your character for this exact moment. But the testing season has come to an end. You're no longer in a place of proving yourself. You're in a place of rising. God has moved your name into a new chapter. Doors that once felt impossible will open as if they were waiting for you. Opportunities you didn't even chase will arrive in your hands. People who never noticed you before will suddenly recognize your value. This is not luck. This is divine timing. When God says, "It's your time," everything around you begins to align. Your mind becomes clearer. Your energy becomes stronger. Your intuition becomes sharper. You feel a sense of certainty in your spirit that you can't explain. It's like your soul knows something big is coming before your eyes can see it. That feeling is confirmation. Destiny is activating. Your rise will be fast, not rushed, but accelerated. All the progress that felt slow for years will suddenly happen in a matter of days or weeks. You will look back and wonder how everything turned around so quickly. That is how God works, quietly, powerfully, and unexpectedly. Your rise will also be undeniable. Even those who doubted you, dismissed you, or underestimated you will have no choice but to acknowledge your transformation. Your growth will be visible. Your blessings will speak for themselves. Your confidence, your clarity, your success, everything will show that the hand of God is upon your life. Your family will witness a version of you they never imagined. Not because you are hiding your potential, but because the world wasn't ready to see it until now. They will say, "We never knew they had this in them." And they will be right. They didn't. But God did. He saw your strength when you felt weak. He saw your faith when you doubted yourself. He saw your heart when you cried alone. And He knew you were the one. You were chosen for this season. You were trusted with this elevation. And now, heaven has declared it. Your time has come.